about providing solutions and praying over people and helping them in many different aspects of their lives to kind of break that cycle.
We have the food, but how else can we feed you and help? So the table talks help that as we continue to bring in different resources and different organizations willing to help us help others.
By being part of Faith, Hope, and Love, I personally, as representative of the Family Blue Cross Blue Shield, have been able to be in contact with a lot of the leaders of some of these food pantries, which is an invaluable resource for what we are trying to do.
So while I have been at Walnut Ridge for 4 to 6 months, I have been working with the seniors trying to get them out of their apartments, and I have not been as successful. When I was there, Faith, Hope, and Love was able to bring out 50 residents, and they've only been there twice now, and they have been able to bring out 50 of the residents and successfully bring them food, get them out, talking with other residents that they haven't seen. I overheard a lady said she hasn't seen her neighbor in over a month. So it was really nice to just see that connection.
The table talks have been an interesting experience because what it's done is allow us to explore other avenues of how we can reach out to our clients. A lot of times we get so caught up in trying to make sure we have all of the operational things handled that we don't oftentimes step back and look at the contextual, areas maybe why these people are using the food pantry.
And so the table talks for the last, this is the 12th table talk, for the last 12 months, the last year, can't believe it's been a year, they've been phenomenal as far as I'm concerned, as far as my developing relationships, my learning how to be a better leader, my learning how to better serve the community that come into our feeding ministry and our pantry, that there's a group, a collaboration of like minds with the same vision and passion that we can come together and draw from as a network.
And that really kind of typifies, I think, where Faith, Hope, and Love is at its best, and it's bringing people together. It's about relationships and helping people.
Yes, again, I'm a minister of Barnes United Methodist Church, and we have a feeding ministry and food pantry twice a week, Sundays and Wednesdays. And since our relationship with Faith, Hope, and Love, I've been attending table talks since the beginning, the very first one. My sensitivity to those that come to the door has heightened. I've learned a lot. I've built relationships amongst the other leaders and pantries, and I've actually gone around to a couple of the soup kitchens, dropping in and serving and observing how they run their soup kitchens or their pantries. For me, acquiring more information helps me be a better leader at ours, as well as better able to serve those that come through our doors. So it's helped me build relationships as well as the knowledge, and then to have I've had a situation where one of the other pantries that I would not have met had I not attended the table talk, where she had someone come in and she didn't have the resources or the help, so she called me. I was in the middle of our feeding ministry, and she called me and asked, can she send me someone? And I just told them to ask for me when they came. So had we not built that relationship, that network, that would have been possible, and that is a great help to be able to have someone that we can call and reach out on who is also doing the same thing, or they may have extra resources that I don't have access to, extra knowledge that I don't have access to. So the table talks and the community has been a blessing, not just for me and my team in helping to also care for our volunteers, as well as to try to change the mindset a little bit of those that come in, and to help others realize that everyone that walks through our doors are not chemically dependent. They're not on alcohol, or they're not homeless. So it allowed me to be more sensitive to those that are coming in and try to meet individual needs and pray individually and know where I can go for resources.
Thank you so much for that. Sam, you are starting a new pantry.
Yes.
And maybe you could share a little bit about, what led you to feel like you needed to do that.
Have you heard of Reverend Harrison? You should go out and Google him. He is an amazing minister that started the 10-Point Coalition in our city. So Reverend Harrison asked himself that question, how much longer can we wait in our city? And he said, not another minute. And crime has come down considerably in our city, especially 46208 in the Butler-Tarkington area. I think you were just telling me, Lydia, that they just hit their year mark for no criminal homicides in that area. That's tremendous, and you can point back to some of the work that 10 Point's doing in that regard, because Reverend Harrison decided, I'm not waiting another minute, I'm getting involved today. We believe that hunger, poor health, unemployment, all of these things, crime, are all connected. And we probably heard a little bit about this in the video, but that's what we talk about when we mean shorten the line. It's not just continue to just crank out as much food as we can, because the reality is that's not shortening the line. It's taking care of the immediate need, isn't it? But it's not helping people's health. It's not helping people get jobs. It's not really doing much about crime. We believe if we can systematically attack these issues together, that we can really make a difference. And we've seen that just over and over again. So, like I mentioned earlier, the one thing that I want you guys to remember what Faith, Hope, and Love is about is building relationships specifically. And you can see that like the night that we had at Barnes. You can see it. It's working. You can go there and you can get a warm meal that evening, and you can go home with a bag of groceries, and you're going to get ministered to that night. You're going to hear a great message. You're going to have people pray over you, and it's making a difference. But we're also partnering with Anthem. This has just been an incredible thing. This the way God works sometimes, you know, when you expect and you make all these plans to say, we're going to do this, and we're going to get a health insurance company involved, and they approached us. Just like that, they approached us. And they said, hey, you know, we hear you've got some of these food pantries going, and there might be a need for us. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great suggestion. Come on board. And before you know it, they're coming to most of our food pantries. And would you believe that some of these people that we serve now have free insurance? They're Medicaid eligible, and now they have free insurance as a result of it. That's God working. So, you know, one of the things, too, that kind of occurred to me even as I was watching the video is that if we're really going to make this work, it's about what Merlin has said over and over again. It's about recreating community. You know, it's about the way our parents and grandparents used to do it, right? That we were so connected to our communities, and people cared about one another, and people came beside one another. And that's exactly what the ministry of Faith, Hope, and Love is about. I've seen it. I've watched it happen over and over again this year. It's been an incredible thing to see. These table talks are just amazing. You know, and Merlin got these started roughly a year or so ago. And watching different pantries come together, different churches come together, different organizations come together and learn from each other. That's what it's about. It's helping people sort of recognize the power of community. That's the way it says in the scriptures that we're supposed to operate. We're supposed to lift each other up, and we're supposed to come alongside one another. So, the answer for me was I couldn't wait another minute either. And I really wanted to get involved. I joined the board, and it's just been an incredible thing to see.